Hello, and welcome to War Sucks. We are here with a damsel who thinks the world is in distress. Ma'am, what were the causes of the war?
Well, there were these things called imperialism and nationalism, possibly, and militarism, and they had these weird alliances that, just butt heads, like football teams. And then, of course, there was an assassination, and that always leads...
Okay, I have to interrupt you. What is nationalism?
Nationalism is having this view that your country knows best, or you know best, and you want other people to believe this, but you're not going to force it on them. You're not going to be like, I'm the preppy cheerleader girl, trying to shove all this down your throat.
Okay, and how about imperialism?
Imperialism is basically the same thing, except you're using military forces to shove your ideas on other people. Basically, you're just being a bunch of pain in the butt.
Okay, and militarism?
Militarism was the formation and the movement and the training of military troops. Like, the army, basically. They are forming a troop and training them and moving them against people.
Okay, and these weird alliances that you were talking about, what are those weird alliances?
These weird alliances was the Allied powers, which was Serbia, France, and Italy at a certain point. Italy started off with the bad guys. Russia, of course, the United States, whoop whoop, America, and Great Britain. Then there was... Whoop whoop! Then there was the Central Powers, which was Austria-Hungary, big ol' Austria, I'm hungry! Germany, Italy, because they started off with bad guys, of course. The Ottoman Empire, I have no clue who they are, don't even ask about them. And Bulgaria. Sounds like a booger.
And do you have any clue, Miss Damsel, why the United States got into this war?
Well, there was, I don't know, I've heard rumors that it was about this thing called the Zimmerman Telegraph, which was, I'm not sure what it was. Then they had the Lithuania, and that was something with the Germans, and yeah. Then the U.S. loaned billions of dollars to the Allied powers, so they were kind of in debt, so they went to help them.
Zimmerman Telegraph? What in the world is that?
It was this telegraph from Germany to Mexico, telling Mexico to fight the U.S. and take back the land that we had taken from them. But Great Britain intercepted this telegraph and, went and told the U.S., hey, your neighbors, they ain't acting so cool. You should call the cops on them. They sent them illegals back across the river.
And the
Lithuania, which was...
Whatever.
Which was, rude, a ship that had... It was a Germans sunk a ship that had American passengers on it, killing the Americans and making the Germans look bad, which makes the U.S. get involved because of the Americans that were killed on the ship that was bombed by the Germans, who were on a different alliance from us.
Who were the states partial to with that weird alliance stuff?
The states were partial to the Allied powers, which, again, was Serbia, France, Italy, Russia, and Great Britain. And, of course, a bunch of other minor countries, but those are the main ones.
I heard there was something called trench warfare. Can you tell me what that is?
It's really icky. Very, very nasty. Not safe or sanitary. You have to bathe in Germex to be able to fight in there. It's nasty. Basically, it was like in an anthill, kind of. And they were on two different sides, two different anthills that, didn't like each other. and they had this thing in the middle. It was called No Man's Land. But on these sides, there was like this bad stuff. Like you could get this trench foot or trench mouth, which was trench foot, your feet like started rotting and getting all nasty, and trench mouth, your teeth are like falling out, and you have really, really bad morning breath 24/7.
Okay, enough of the nasty. Oh God, you're making me sick. What were some of the weapons they used with the warfare?
Well, they had machine guns, long-range artillery, tanks, zeppelins, poisonous gas, chlorine gas, mustard gas, fighter airplanes, submarines, U-boats, which were German submarines, that's what the Germans called them, and torpedoes, which were fired from the U-boats/submarines.
Okay, wow, with all those weapons, there must have been a whole bunch of people dead.
Yeah.
How many?
Well, there were 8 million American soldiers died, 50,000 Americans, 12 million civilians killed. In Germany, there was 1,700,000 dead and over 4,200,000 wounded. And in France, there was 1,300,000 dead and 4,200,000 wounded.
Wow. And how did this end? Was there some kind of treaty or something?
Yes, it was called the Treaty of Versailles, if I'm not mistaken. Somewhere in France, I'm not sure. You know, all them sexaholics over there.
Okay. And what did other people think about it?
Well, this Treaty of Versailles, what it really was is President Woodrow Wilson, who was the President of the United States of America during the time of World War I, he promised the Germans a fair and just peace if they would surrender. 14 points to prevent future wars were on this treaty.